Grind Gang? How you living, baby? And welcome to episode number 20. I can't believe we already blazed through 20 daily grinds. That's so cool, man. How you liking them so far? Are you loving them here on YouTube? Drop me a comment in this video and tell me what you think. Tell me a way I can make it better for you. You know, I would love to continue to improve the show, and over time they're only going to get better and they're only going to keep coming, so you keep coming back too. Today we're going to talk about uncomfortability, why we have to really recondition our mindsets to chase pain. You know what I mean? To appreciate the pleasure, to define our pleasure, but to chase the pain and understand that pain is growth and life is about being uncomfortable, and that's okay. So I hope you enjoyed the talk today, and of course, as always, I'll see you tomorrow, right? Yo, what's up, Greg? Hey, what is up, baby? How are y'all living? I hope you had an amazing day. I had a beautiful day. We went to the Broad today, had a little bit of school to do. Like I said, me and Kyle started working on a whole new short story for a short film festival that we want to enter into. So we're writing a whole new script for that today. Happy number 20. Thank you so much, Kelly. I love you. I love you. Okay, I understand, but you can always catch them. You can always catch the replays on the YouTube. So if you guys can't hang around, man, you know, go check it out on the YouTube. And like I said, my brother adds inserts, adds extra information, adds funny little, like, you know, it's just fun. It's fun. It's entertaining. My brother just does his thing on there and like really edits it up and makes it more entertaining and more of like a YouTube style. So it's pretty dope. What's up, Kitty Cat Attack? I love your name. I love you. And I really appreciate you guys coming back every day. JL websites in the motherfucking house, bitches. You don't even know nothing about that shit, man. Damn. That's clout on a whole nother level. Y'all don't even understand. Like, JL come up in your live. I love you, guy. What's up? Hey, so today I'm gonna talk about some really fucking fascinating things, interesting things, some things that a lot of y'all probably ain't gonna wanna talk about, but we gotta talk about it. What's the channel? Rodtheplanter, of course. Rodtheplanter everything. I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm on podcasts, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. No, I'm not on all those yet, but that's what we're working on. Working on rolling out the Facebook, working on rolling out a Twitter, working on rolling out the audio podcast version, but I'm really gonna go complete Gary Vaynerchuk with it this year and just spread my shit out all across the internet. Anyways, what did I want to talk to you about today? Okay? Don't you love that we just every day we get to talk about something? I'm not gonna hold you too long today. I've been thinking about it. I was like, man, I've been rambling on for quite a long time these days. And since we get together every single day, I don't want to take up too much of your time, you know, just 30 minutes or so. I think it's plenty of time to get that little seed of inspiration today to maybe get you thinking about your life in a little bit of a different way. You know, I'm all about trying to help people like understand what life is all about a little bit better. You know, how we can maybe step outside the lens that we always see our life in. You know, we always be looking at life through like these goggles. So I like to help people like kind of open those goggles up and see around a little bit better. And so anyways, 30 minutes a day I think is a really good time frame for that. Today we're gonna talk about uncomfortability. Uncomfortability, oh, I love it. I love the feeling of being uncomfortable, you know? And I think that a lot of people stunt their growth because they're afraid of that feeling. You know, like so many of us don't get to reach our full potential because it requires us, like, let me tell you something. Requires you, I'm not using that word lightly, like it requires that you step out your comfort zone. You know, if you're really gonna chase your full potential, you're really gonna reach out and become the best you can be. Like, I don't really think that is like innately in us. That's something that we find, you know? And just like any other type of exploration, even if it's inner exploration, you sometimes have to step out and go to those dark places. You know, you have to be in those situations where it's scary or intense or difficult. Really so that you can, like I said, learn from those, grow from those, understand them. And so today is all about that, like, how do we cultivate a feeling or a mindset that is okay with things being intense? You know, okay with things just not feeling good. You know, I talk about it plenty of times, guys, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday about how like yin and yang, you know, we talk about it. Like good's gonna come, bad's gonna come. It's just fact of life. You know, there's a little bit of good in every bad situation you incur, and there's a little bit of bad in every good situation you incur, and bad and good are bound to happen to us both, right? And it's just the flow of life, you know, tide goes in, tide comes out, whatever, you know, it goes back and forth. Same thing, there's just like seems to be this like pendulum swing to life, a rhythm that the universe flows in, and that rhythm, that's why I say it's not even necessarily a good to bad thing, right? It's contrast. I love that word contrast. It's just saying like one's white, one's black. And neither one is good or bad. We need them both in order to exist. You can't have up if there's no down, can't have left if there's no right, can't have inside if there's no outside, can't have black if there's no white, can't have, you know what I mean? There's an opposite to everything. But so many of us in life, because, you know, we've conditioned our mind to be nothing but pleasure-seeking machines, right? Like, remember we talked about yesterday where motivation comes from? Somebody asked about the Q&A about like, where does motivation, like how do I get motivation to do this? Or how do I find the motivation to go here? Zandra, what's good, baby? Oh man, I'm so glad you're checking in. I love you. I love you, and it's so good to see you. Oh, so yesterday we talked about where's motivation come from? How we find motivation? You know, like I want to get motivated or whatever. And like I was talking about, it's more conditioning, right? Your brain is only motivated by like a handful of things, right? But two of them, majority, like you're either running away from pain or you're seeking pleasure. But those are like really only two motivating factors. You want to get something because you think it's going to make your life way better, or you're going to be way cooler if you had it. You know, things would be so much funner if you had more money. Whatever. You're seeking some type of pleasure experience inside your body or mind.
If you're a business person, if you're starting a juice company, if you're trying to flip sneakers, and it's 100% about the money, you're going to lose. If you don't love your process, if you don't love eating the shit along the way, you got 0 shots to hit that huge level. If you don't like taking 1,000 free throws, if you don't like being in the office until midnight, if you don't like waiting in line for 6 hours in the cold to get that thing, you're finished. The people that are winning are the ones who wake up at 4:30, take 2 trains, and get 3rd in line and love it.
And then the other thing is we're running away from pain. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to be icky. I don't want it to be gross. I don't want to have to experience that discomfort. And so really that's natural. That's natural, right? But I think where a problem comes, where our growth starts to get stunted by this natural process, is we let it unconsciously run, right? We don't consciously decide what do I get pleasure from and what do I get pain from. We let our subconscious mind kind of come up with its own ideas of what's painful to us and what's pleasure to us. So like we talked about yesterday, some people have a hard time going to the gym because they've associated so much pain with the working out. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I'm gonna sweat, it's gonna be hard, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't have no time. You know, like we've created all these reasons why pain is associated with this activity. Same thing. Some people like can't find the courage to come out and start a business or to, you know, leap out and do their own thing, and they continue to like depend on the system because you know, they haven't hyped up the pleasure enough, right? We're just sitting there thinking about all the ways it could go wrong, and so there's all this pain associated. They're like, well, if we go here, you know, we're gonna have to take some step backwards before we ever get to see any growth. You know, we're probably gonna have to, you know, cut back on our expenses, live a more modest lifestyle so that we can like invest in our businesses and things like that. And so a lot of us, we don't want to go through those types of pains, but we're not thinking about like the immense pleasure that we would get from building something for ourselves, or, you know, like what we'll receive from doing something great like that, or what we can give to the world by doing something great like that. So today, I want to talk about that. How do we condition something different in our mind? Like, how do we condition those responses to where pleasure is what we want it to be, right? And we understand the balance between like, I can't always have pleasure, you know? Like that's okay for me to like associate things in my mind that I know will make me happy, right? But like I know will make me happy. That's the one thing about pleasure, man. Is so many people like, a pleasure response is so small, guys. Remember we talked about like, our brain is complex and as interesting as it seems, it's really just a whole big old bag of chemicals, you know, and they're just going off all the time, like little explosions and chemical fireworks going on. So dopamine, right? If I eat a little piece of candy, just a little piece of chocolate, right? That little piece of chocolate gonna release some dopamine in my brain, right? Okay, that's fine, that's fine. But what happens is now our brain creates this pleasure from that, right? It doesn't start thinking about the pain that's associated with chocolate, eating chocolate, because there is. You know, if you eat 10 pounds of chocolate today, you're not gonna feel very good in your body, right? But our brain doesn't start thinking about that. Our brain just gets locked in on that pleasure response. We're like, but chocolate tastes so good. It feels so good to me in the moment that I'm eating it. So we get locked in on that needing to have the pleasure. And then that leads us to make some really bad decisions with our health, right? Now, next thing you know, we're eating chocolate for 3 meals a day and shit. And then we'd be like, oh, it's just so hard for me to get my diet in order. Well, no, you've just associated so much pleasure with this idea of eating chocolate that, of course, your brain's gonna wanna do it all the time, nonstop. And so we really have to start consciously deciding, what do we want ourselves to gain pleasure from, you know? I gain pleasure. I used to gain pleasure, comfort, right? I had associated that with like smoking weed, chilling on the couch, playing video games. And that was fun. And I liked that, you know, like like I said, I conditioned that as a pleasure response. So I had a pain response, and a lot of us have this pain response. It was work, right? I worked all day. So fuck, I already had to do some shit I didn't want to do all day long. And then so I really was in that mood for finding pleasure. And so when I get home, kick my feet up, trying to find some cool thing on Netflix, some new video game, some stimulus that's gonna create this pleasure response in my mind, right? It wasn't till I really started to A, reconditioning where I get my pleasure from, and then B, really falling in love with the pain process. You know what I mean? Like, honest to God, falling in love with the pain process. And that too was a reconditioning of a mindset. So let's talk about that reconditioning, both the pain and the pleasure, right? So first thing I started doing is I started associating pleasure with my goals, right? So many of us just take what the world provides us as pleasure, right? And if you look around you, right? Consumerism, capitalism, our economy as it stands right now, is just dominated and predicated on feeding you on that little pleasure response, right? And so people like me, you know, entrepreneurs, other people worse than me who really don't care about you and your well-being, they just want to make money, they're going to come up with all the strongest ways that they can punch on that pleasure. You know what I mean? They're going to give you the coolest, fastest roller coasters, the coolest, bestest shows. They're going to give you the most exciting, entertaining, I gotta have it commercials, you know? Like they're really going to, the world is going to try and condition you thinking like, if you don't have what I'm offering, if you're not the grind gang, how could you ever be happy? How could you ever be pleasurable? And so we have to really break that mold and start defining that for myself. So I started associating pleasure with my work, Rodtheplanter, you know, making a difference in the world, coming out here and being inspiration to people, right? These are the things that I started to get pleasure from. And as I started doing that, you know, my brain automatically is attracted to more of that. It wants more of that. It seeks more of, you know, compliments or seeks more status or seeks more like growth in this industry because I've associated that as something that's pleasurable to me. Like this is what I really want. Like this is what really makes me happy. Not all those things that everybody else said were going to make me happy, because that's what they'll try to do. And your brain, if your brain is untrained, it will not, how is it going to defend itself? Right? The subconscious, that's like we're trying to take a crackhead into a crack house, and you expect your crackheaded brain to just like do it, to be strong. Hey man, be strong. I know you love crack and all, but I just need you to chill on it today, okay? We're going to try and get some things done. We're going to try to stay focused, so don't do crack. Come on, man. You know what I mean? You can't, but so if you train your brain, you can really you can keep it out the crack house, you know? Like I don't go shopping, I don't let commercials or anything like dictate the things that I want in life. I make all that up myself. All those pleasure, like what I deem good for me or an awesome experience for me, I deem that. The reason is, I don't want to get tired when I'm working, right? So like, if I don't have enough pleasure attached to the work that I'm doing, it's gonna feel like pain, right? It's gonna be like, damn, I've been working on this movie for like 4 hours straight, man. I'm tired, I wanna go to sleep. It's just like, I don't know, it's hard, you know, and you're gonna quit. So you gotta just fill yourself with so many reasons why. Have you ever heard people who talk about success coaching and stuff like that? They say, what's your why? Start with the why you wanna do something.
Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, but very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? What it proves to us is that people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple. But we're also perfectly comfortable buying an MP3 player from Apple, or a phone from Apple, or a DVR from Apple. But as I said before, Apple's just a computer company. There's nothing that distinguishes them structurally from any of their competitors. In fact, talking about it now, we can't even imagine buying an MP3 player from Dell. Why would you buy an MP3 player from a computer company? But we do it every day.
Because the why is the thing that keeps you going, right? I'm building this business because I want a better future for my children, right? That's going to keep you more inspired, more engaged. Thinking about what your children have to gain is going to give you some type of pleasure stimulus, right? That's really powerful stuff. Oh, hold on, sorry guys, I just wanted to check and see what I was doing on the time. Oh, perfect, halfway. And so now, same thing too. You can do, just as you can condition your pleasure response, you can condition your pain response, okay? And now this is the one that I think is harder. It's harder to do. Because it's easy to create pleasure in your mind. You know, it's easy to say, you know, ooh, vacations and pretty things and money and status, like the things you want, and you just attach those to whatever it is you have to do, that's pretty easy. But in anything you do, any business you start, any workout plan, anything you do in life, I'm telling you, there's gonna be times you don't wanna do it. There's gonna be times where there's just gonna be some kind of pain associated with what you wanna get. Me and Kyle right now, we write scripts, you know what I mean? We write scripts. And so it's fun and it's exciting, and sometimes we're getting these ideas and we're like, yo, this is popping off, so tight. Sometimes we're just banging our head against the wall though, and we're just not getting any ideas, you know? I don't know, man. I feel like we've been sitting here for like 5 hours and I don't even know what we're doing really, you know, like my head hurts and shit. But I have to keep going, you know, like you have to be able to get through those because that is a part of the thing you're creating, right? So with anything, not every day you're gonna wanna go to the gym. You know, not every day you're gonna feel good about the things that you're doing. So we, as human beings, we have to recondition our mind in what it does with pain, all right? We have to assign a different meaning to pain. Because right now, like I said, as it sits, your brain is a child. We've talked about this, your subconscious mind is a little itty bitty kid. And kids don't like pain. You ain't never seen no kid like cool with falling down. You ain't never seen no kid who likes to eat nasty food, right? So your brain is gonna detest anything that even resembles pain or discomfort. You know, personal growth is difficult, and that's why people don't do it. Meditation is difficult, that's why people don't do it. Putting your phone down at night, right? How hard is that? It's so simple. Kyle, me and Kyle talk about this all the time. Kyle's like, man, I've been having a hard time sleeping. So one of the things he's working on is trying to like let go of his phone a little bit earlier at night, right? Because he realizes that the stimulus from his phone keeps him up late at night, right? But we also talk about how it's really difficult because you're addicted to your phone. You know, a lot of us, we don't even want to let go of our phone because the discomfort of being bored is just like unbearable. So many people I see that just can't stand the idea of being bored, right? I'm like, it's really not that bad, guys. You know, like life just can't be off the charts every single second. Like you gotta have some lows every now and then or else you're never gonna experience a high. Like, you know, if you was just here all the time, after a while you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it. You'd just be here. So, you know, having those dips, having those boring times, having the times where you don't know how it's gonna work out and you're like stressing and work, like that's a good thing to have because if you didn't, how great would it be success if you could just step out and do anything you want? If you could just snap your fingers and make anything happen, you would not feel satisfaction from that. You wouldn't be standing there like, I'm a badass, man. I really got that done. You see all those trials and tribulations? I bested all of that to become this. That gives you a sense of pride and gratitude. So, reassociating your mind with this idea of like, pain is not a bad thing in my life, right? Being uncomfortable, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can do it, right? Like, it's not, like I said, don't let your brain decide what's really painful. Let me use this analogy. I know I used it the other day, but I'm gonna use it one more time. Let's talk about food you don't like, right? I cannot stand yams. Yams, sweet potatoes, just gross to me. And I've tried them 800 different ways. My mom every Thanksgiving would be like, no, I tried them, I made them so different. I found this new cool recipe, there's cinnamon and marshmallows, and you're gonna love them this time, just try them. Okay, you know, so every single year I go and I try these fucking things, I eat them. This is really fucking disgusting. I swallow it, and I say, no thank you, I'm not gonna have any more of that. Now, you know how many times I've tried to get my child to do that? How many times I've just like, Brody, try this. You know, maybe you'll like it. You know what I mean? Like Jessica's in here. When I met Jessica, she had never tried seafood. She'd never eaten a piece of fish in her entire life. We were 20 years old. And I was like, how is this even possible? She said, it looks gross. Okay, but you don't even know what it tastes like. What if it's like the best thing you've ever had? But because she was so afraid of that feeling of discomfort, of just 5 seconds of tasting something nasty in your mouth, it's not gonna kill you, it's not gonna hurt you, it's just an uncomfortable feeling for just a couple seconds, held her back from what is now one of her favorite foods. She loves salmon, she loves shrimp. Like, you know, seafood's like one of her favorite things. And she missed out on like 10 years of that just because she was afraid of a potential discomfort of just a little bit of food. A little nasty taste in your mouth. So we can recondition ourselves in a lot of ways. First, we can say, look, I love pain. Pain's okay. We can start to associate in our mind that sometimes when things get hard, that's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm gonna die from this or I'll never be happy again. Like sometimes it's just gonna be difficult. When I get on the treadmill, sometimes I wanna quit. Sometimes it's really, really hard. Like I can't breathe and I get this pain in my stomach and I'm running. Like dude, I run fast on treadmills. Like I'm on like 10.5, 11.5. Sometimes I run on 12. If you've ever been on a treadmill, 12 miles per hour, that's pretty fucking fast, right? And sometimes I'd be on there and I'd be like, sprint. And I'll feel it, like this pain in my lungs. And like my lungs are just gonna collapse on themselves, you know, and it just hurts bad. You know what I do? I keep going.
When I was going through basic SEAL training, we were out on a long run, a long fast run. And in the middle of the run, one of the guys in my class starts complaining to one of the instructors. You know, he says, instructor, I'm feeling dizzy and I'm feeling lightheaded and it's hard for me to breathe. Yeah, and the instructor looked at him and said, those are classic signs of getting after it. So shut up and go. And I think that's pretty fair advice for everyone. Shut up and go.
I like fight that feeling. And that's conditioning my mind, right? It's training myself to understand that like a little bit of pain is not the end of the world. A lot of pain maybe, you know, you're definitely gonna hit a threshold, but the human mind is so much more powerful than we give it credit. The first sign of trouble, we act like that's the end. We act like we don't have like this whole other gear that we can go into. You know what I mean? Some people get in the fourth gear and like pain get in the fourth gear and they act like that's it. They're, I'm about to blow up. I'm like, dude, just shift into fifth gear. Just shift into sixth gear. You have like so many other gears. Like relax. It's cool. But because we very rarely go that far into pain, most of us, like as soon as we shift out of first gear into pain, we're like, oh shit, it's too much. Reverse. Run away. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, push that level, push that envelope. The more you do that, the more you really flirt with that line of pain. This could be anything, guys. This could be anything. I challenge people all the time. Me and Jessica and a lot of people in my circle, we have this saying, if you feel like you can't do something, you must do something. Right? If you feel like you can't ride that roller coaster, then you must ride that roller coaster. Why? Because now you have to beat that conditioning in your mind. You have to beat that fear. You have to beat that uncomfortable feeling. So many people I watch them hold back. So many people, I can't talk in public. I'm not a good public speaker. Try. Get up there and try. Work on it. You know what I mean? Stand up there. Feel the uncomfortability of being up there. Because the more you feel it, the more it becomes natural. The more all of a sudden it's not so intense. And you start to kind of like get accustomed to it. And all of a sudden your brain's like, your brain is cataloging all these things. So a treadmill, I told you when I push hard and I push for another 30 seconds and then another 30 seconds. Well, the next time I get on a treadmill, that first 30 seconds is like automatic. You know what I mean? Because now my brain already knows we can do that. Yeah, it's gonna hurt, but it hurt last time and we totally nailed it. We crushed it. So, like guys, I'm telling you, you really have to work with your idea of that uncomfortability threshold, man. It stunts growth. You know, it stunts, it's not even just growth, it's just our ability to experience the best in life and to find the best. If you fell in a hole, you can't do something, Oh yeah, if you feel like you can't do something, you must do something. Dude, I'm telling you, like that is true. Sometimes I can't. If you are like one of those people where you're like, I can't be a public speaker, I can't speak in public, then you need to go to Toastmasters and you need to figure that shit out. Like you must, because somewhere in there is a limiting belief on you. You're a limitless creature. Right? Like their power, infinity. Imagination, infinity. Ability to create anything, infinity. We've never found the limit of human capability yet. Still to this day, people are running faster miles, swimming further than they've ever swam, building skyscrapers higher than they've ever been built, flying further, leaving the earth. Like every single day, we break the threshold of what was possible for us as human beings. And we have yet to reach the top. We have yet to get to a point where we're like, oh, this is the cap. This is as cool as humans are ever going to be. We'll never be faster. We'll never be more intelligent than this. This is it, guys. Never. Next year, people are already trying to come up with a better iPhone. Already trying to come out with a better everything, right? And this is just life. Like, there is no growth cap. There is no cap to your strength or your potential or any of those things, right? It's only a limitation that we have set in our mind that's saying that this is as far as I can go, right? We gotta bust them out. We gotta break out. We gotta fight with those things. And so really start that today. You know, like if you feel something uncomfortable in your body, chase towards that feeling. You know, just overcome. Mel Robbins got a great thing about 3, 2, 1. I saw this thing the other day where Steve-O uses the same thing. You know Steve-O from Jackass? Anybody know Steve-O? Come on, man. Y'all gotta know Jackass. You gotta know Steve-O. Hearts in the live if you know who Jackass and Steve-O is, right? One of the craziest motherfuckers I've ever known. I grew up with Steve-O, so I watched him and Jackass like nonstop. He was just the best. He would do anything, right? And you would always be like, dude, like, I could never do that. Like, you know, he's gonna stick this thing up his ass, or he would do the most insane things, and you're just like, there's no way in hell I could do that. Well, one day he was doing a vlog. I was watching David Dobrik's vlog, actually. You had me watching David Dobrik's vlog, and Steve-O was there, and he was about to jump into a pool that had 10,000 pounds of dry ice in it. Oh, from the roof, yeah. No, he was gonna jump in the pool, off a roof, into a pool of 10,000 pounds of dry ice. That's fucking insane. You know, I didn't even know you could survive something like that. I thought he was just frozen now. And then he said something so profound when he was up there. He was like,
whenever I'm in this situation, it's just a weird thing because like I know what it is and it's just the mental block. So I have a tool. I count 1, 2, 3, go. And when I count on my fingers 1, 2, 3, go, then I've never backed out of anything in my life. 1, 2, 3.
oh! I told you, we're talking about somebody who's done thousands of stunts. And yet still he's sitting here talking about, I don't want to do this. This is scary to me, right? So it's not like the fear went away. It's not like, yes, mind over matter. Get it, girl. It's not like the fear ever went away, but he's conditioned himself so many times. And he conditioned himself so much to that response that I sat there and watched him. He was like, all right, 3, 2, 1, and he just took off. And it was like so inspiring in that moment for me because I was like, I remember a time where I did the same thing. Like I was in Jamaica and we were all cliff diving and they were high cliffs, like 50-foot high cliffs. And I was only like 11 or 12, you know what I mean? I'm watching all these people jump off and they're doing backflips, having a great time. And I didn't want to go, you know, I would like run every time and I would just like stop at the edge and be like, no, I can't do this, it's too scary. I just can't do this, you know? And then I couldn't push past that threshold of that uncomfortable feeling of what's gonna happen next. I don't know, it's too scary. And I remember my dad, like we were standing there and this was his words, I'm like at the very end of the runway thing, and he's looking at me, he's like, son, you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. And I don't know why that was like so powerful to me in the moment, but I remember I'm looking at him, and he's like, just do it. And we're looking at his eyes, and he's like, just do it. And I just took off. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, okay. And I remember I just ran, and the whole time I was running, I was like, just do it, just do it, just do it, just do it. And as I got to the edge, I just kept running. And I just ran all the way off, and I was like, you know? And then what do you think I did after that? I did it like 100 more times. I could not swim back to the fucking thing fast enough to get back up to the top. And then by the end of the night, I was like backflipping off that bitch, and I was just like, I was dominating it by then. By the end of the day, I was dominating that whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? But I had to push past that level of uncomfortability. So do that, you know, condition your mind. Create some stimulus that you need, some kind of trigger word, some kind of anything that when you know it's about to get tough, like I said, when I know it's about to get hard, I get excited. I look for that. I've conditioned myself. Because I know it's growth. You know what I mean? Pain is growth. We know this. We all know this. There's not a single person on the live right now who doesn't understand that pain is growth, but yet you will still subconsciously avoid that pain, right? It's true. We'll all do it because it'll happen subconsciously. So condition that subconscious. Condition it to have a different mindset. Don't like be somebody who crumbles or gets stressed under pressure. Calm, cool, collected, and understand that this is just life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this stress, that's okay. You stressed. You're not gonna be stressed forever. Figure it out. You know, relax. But being able to quell that uncomfortable feeling or being able to run into the fire instead of away from it, guys, once you get into it, you realize whatever you were thinking or hyping, whatever your imagination was creating as this super painful experience, it's probably not gonna be that hard. You know, like I said, you get to the gym, it's really not that difficult. Your body was designed to move. Your body was designed to sweat. You know, look, guy, sometimes things are tough. Sometimes things are tough. So many times I see people be like, well, why aren't you gonna do that? And it's hard, man. Can't do that. It's way too hard. I'm like, dude, that's crazy, man. Life is hard. Like, I missed the memo that said that I was gonna be able to do this whole life thing and it wasn't gonna be hard because shit, since I was like 13 years old, it's been hard, but yet somehow every single day, we as humans come out and try and pretend like we're not supposed to feel pain. We're never supposed to be bored. We're never supposed to be sad. Nobody's ever supposed to fuck us. So funny how I watch people, they just get so upset. Oh my God, this so-and-so betrayed my trust, and they lied to me, and they fucked me up, they stole my money, and I just couldn't believe they would do. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this shit happens every single day. People fuck people over every single day. So why are you acting like that it's not supposed to happen to you? Like you're like above the bullshitter. Like, you know what I mean? Like I hate watching people do that. Almost like you entitled son of a bitch. Like what makes you think you're so goddamn special that you get to not get fucked over? I've been fucked over my whole goddamn life and you think you're never supposed to happen to you? Like come on man, get over that shit, move around. You know, it's crazy how many people will, like I said, just hype up that pain and like fucking attach to that pain and relive that pain and run from that pain and then now they never want to trust again because they're afraid of getting hurt. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. And people say I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't fucking do that. I'm not afraid of living my life. I understand that I'm gonna get my heart broken. That's a part of life. That's a part of love. There's not a single person who's ever loved and not had their heart broken. So for you to callous yourself up and be like, I'm gonna avoid love now because I don't want to feel the pain of love. Like, that's silly, right? You're gonna cut yourself off from one of the most beautiful experiences in life because you're afraid of the pain that's associated with it sometimes. You know? Like studying and like avoiding Netflix to study is difficult. I understand. I know it's hard. I know you want the I get it. Your brain's like, but we want the Netflix. The Netflix, then fuck this. This school sucks, man. Come on, do something fun. Do something way cooler than that. I get it. I've been there, right? But you have to have the strength to shut that shit off. You have to remind yourself that, yo, this Netflix, as cool as this is, it's a trap. This Netflix is designed to keep me sitting here doing nothing right here, creating nothing. It's designed to create me a zombie. Binge watching? Yeah, okay, that's real healthy, right? Let's just binge watch. And people do it like it's a badge of honor. They're like, I'm gonna binge watch the fuck out of something. Like, what? So what you're telling me is you're gonna waste 4 hours of your day just watching somebody else do something amazing? But we'll do that. We don't want to. Then later we'll really feel bad because, damn, I gotta go to work now. Dang, this really does suck. I really don't like going to work. But you waste your time. You know, you waste all the time you could have used to get yourself away from work, to build something that's gonna create money for yourself outside of work, or, you know, to do something else, to invest your money, whatever. Some people, we can't get out of the club, right? We can't like save money or invest money because we gotta have a cheeseburger, we gotta have the new car, gotta have the fancy clothes, gotta have a new bong or a pipe, gotta go here, gotta go to the mall, all because we're afraid of the pain of being bored. I'm serious, man. I've had to build my business for the last 2 years on zero capital, right? This is how I quit my job. I was able to work and do what I do, right? There's only two ways. You're gonna have to put money into your business one way or the other. So you're either gonna get a lot of money to put into it, or you're gonna start like decreasing your expenses so that you can use some money to put into it. And I went that way. I didn't want to work, right? So I had to decrease my expenses tremendously so that I could live off of one paycheck and essentially stay home all day and be Rodtheplanter. So if you look around my house, I've been in this apartment now for 2 months. I still have not bought a single piece of furniture. Not a single one. I had friends over the other day, and we stood, dude, friends hate to come over my house, and they're like, where do we sit down? I'm like, you don't. You stand. And dude, oh, my legs, oh, my back, oh my God, man. I'm like, bro, we're just standing. Like, your body's made to stand. Isn't it funny though? How long can you stand before your legs hurt? How long can you stand before your legs hurt? A lot of us can't make it longer than 10 or 15 minutes. Why? Is it because our legs are not designed to stand for longer than 10 or 15 minutes? Or is it because we've trained ourselves to be so comfortable that we just sit down non-stop? Like we're just afraid of any little bit of pain that it takes for us to stand up. And so people come in there like, you need to get some chairs. I'm like, you need to get out. You're crazy. I don't got no money for chairs. I'm trying to get it. So we stand. The other day, me, Kyle, and my brother, we watched a 2.5-hour movie standing. And you're right, my legs burn like a motherfucker. I mean, I was like, oh my God, my legs hurt. But that's good. Because if they hurt now, tomorrow they won't. And now I can stand all day. I can stand from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, and it does not bother me. I just stretch it out, right? I'm not trying to brag here, guys. I'm not trying to say, ooh, Rod's so cool. I'm just saying, like, you can condition yourself to break through these weird boundaries and barriers that we have, of like that hold you from even being able to use your own legs. Somebody just said, Rod, you're so right, because I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all the sauce to the game right now. Like, this is the truth. A lot of us can't even stand for fucking 10 minutes just because you sit at home, you sit in the car, you sit at your job, you sit at, you know? So just do that. Be the one. Deal with the uncomfortability of everybody looking at you being like, why are you standing? Just working on my leg strength. You know, and then deal with the uncomfortability of having sore legs as you work on your leg strength. But assigning pleasure to that, right? So this is it, right? I'm gonna just use this analogy to wrap it all up, just the leg thing. We're just gonna stick with the leg thing, right? So same thing, we're gonna use this in practice. I'm standing there and my legs hurt. I'm not telling myself my legs hurt. I'm not hyping up the pain, right? I'm associating pleasure to it. I say, I'm working on my leg strength. Right now, my legs are getting stronger. I'm so excited that my legs hurt right now because tomorrow they won't hurt anymore. Tomorrow I'll be able to stand longer, faster, stronger. I'll feel more adept and able to take on the world. Man, I'll feel healthier. My back's not gonna hurt. I'm not gonna be all fucking sick and tired like everybody else because I use my body right. So that's pleasure to me. So when I'm in here and my leg's getting sore, I'm just stretching it out, and I'm like, this is a good thing. While the other person is just creating all this pain. They're like, oh, my legs. Dude, I don't even know how you do this, man. The pain. You know, just you associate it all. You just zoom in on that because your brain is so unused to being uncomfortable. So, yeah, get that hustle, girl. Get that hustle. Hey, Samantha, I'm gonna call you soon because I gotta talk to you about some things, some big things. I like the kung fu kick the strings on the fan of my ceiling. You kung fu kick the strings on the fan of your ceiling? Send me a video of that, please. Please send me a video of that. I would love to see that. He said, I'd rather have a studio room than a bed. Yes, oh, Mikey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I would rather just sleep on the floor and have a studio here that I can work out of than have some fancy cushiony bed that like, you know, and it's just, I would rather eat ramen every single day of my life and be Rodtheplanter than eating steak dinners on the weekends and working my ass off at 2 or 3 jobs during the week. That's just me. You do your thing, but I guarantee you this, we're both going through uncomfortable situations. You, as you go to your 2 and 3 jobs and working 28, 40, 50, 60, however many million hours a week you work to make the meal, like whatever, you know what I mean? We're all in some kind of rat race. And me, I'm over here standing and eating ramen and doing all kinds of other bullshit to build my business, right? So we're both feeling pain. What's the difference? I have pain associated with my growth. You have pain associated with running away from the growth. And I don't mean you personally, I'm just meaning anybody that this resonates with or understands what I'm talking about, right? So if the pain is like you're running away from it, like you ain't getting away, you're just manifesting that pain into something else. I'm taking that pain, I'm using that pain to manifest my dreams, manifest my goals. Right? That's it. It's just a reconditioning of that pain, understanding that yin and yang are working together for you. Working together for you, right? The pain is helping you get better. And so you just have to fight through it. You really have to just condition your mind. It's not going to be easy at first. You're not just going to hop out and be like, I'm gonna do Rod, I'm gonna run on 12 on the treadmill. Nah, but just do a little bit. Just push yourself a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow. And remember what we said. If you feel like you can't, if you feel like this is gonna be too hard, or I'm not built to do that, or I'm not good enough to be able to do, you must. You must figure it out. You must figure out a way to do that. If you're scared to talk to that boy, you must talk to that boy. If you're scared to jump off that cliff, you must jump off that cliff. And just make it that way. Because it's not about that one activity, it's about what am I teaching myself. Every time I succumb to the fear, every time I choose comfort over growth, every time you choose the easy road instead of the hard road, what are you teaching yourself? You're teaching yourself to be a quitter, teaching yourself to be soft, you're teaching yourself to be weak, and then you'll wonder why you're crumbling and pressuring or buckling under the pressures of life because you taught yourself to be weak. Teach yourself to be strong, strengthen your mind, strengthen your habits, right? And you will be strong. You'll be so strong that life won't fuck with you anymore. It won't be able to. Life can't fuck with me anymore. I don't get it, you know what I mean? I don't feel it. Hard times come, I'm like, yeah, bring that shit, good. More growth. Good times come, I'm like, cool, this is fun. I like this. And then when the bad comes again, I'm like, yeah, let's get some more growth. And then when I get better and more pleasure experience, I'm like, this is dope, right? So you don't have to hate it, you don't have to hurt it. Yo, I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight on the Daily Grind. I will see you again tomorrow, of course. And send me a DM or something, man. Let me know. Let me know what's on your mind. What do you think about this idea? What are some of the ways that you think that you could push yourself outside your comfort zone a little bit? How can we break outside that bubble just a little bit every single day and really start to instill some strength in our minds, and in our mindsets? I love you guys. I'll see you soon.